All right, guys, my good buddy Bruce sent over this MAEN Hudson, and I definitely wanted to share this with you guys because there's some cool features with this. For one, obviously the size is kind of the standout thing. This size on this guy is only 38 millimeter and then a 46.2 millimeter lug to lug. I measure just over 12.5 millimeter thick with that, nicely boxed domed sapphire crystal. 20 millimeter lug width, and the bracelet tapers down to an 18 millimeter. So the sizing on it is going to fit a lot of guys with the smaller wrist. So if you're looking for a really nice, comfortable, affordable dive watch or dive style watch, then this might work really well for you. There's a few different colorways. I think this one looks really nice with the black dial, the white applied indices, and then it has, if you look here, you have a inner white chapter ring with green numbers. So 60, 50, 30, and 45 are done in green, and then the rest of it's all just black and white. But you can see those applied indices are really well done. I really like these handsets. I'm not sure what that's called exactly, or if that's been used before in other watches, but I definitely like the way the white or the center of the hand goes through the whole distance of it, and then you have the polished bits on the side. So I think it's a really interesting hand stack. And then if you look at that hour hand, it sits so low on the stem that it's so close to the dial that it almost looks like, and maybe it even is, just barely clearancing these applied indices. So I think that's a really cool optic there. So, and then of course you have it looks like an aluminum bezel insert. The grip on the bezel is not super great, nor is it on the crown, but it all depends on how much you like your fidget spinner, as Mark would say. But overall, it's pretty standard stuff here. Some standard polish and brush finishing. I do like the center link that articulates off the first. You can see this is all individually linked, so you can get that crazily bracelet stack too that it seems like more and more companies are doing. That definitely makes it so the bracelet is super comfortable on wrist. You guys know what I'm talking about? So you can slinky it out. So, and then of course it folds and lays flat on the case back. So it's definitely going to be comfortable on wrist. You do have a display case back here. And that's the other really good thing about this is they are using the ETA 2824-2 movement. So definitely a great choice for movement. Because they went with a display case back here, I'm sure that's part of the reason why it's limited to 100 meter water depth. So that's why I kind of say it's a dive style watch, but that's fine, for most of us. It has a screw down crown, so I think you're going to be fine in daily use, doing the dishes or swimming or showering or whatever you want to do there. You're going to be able to use this watch like a normal person. So the clasp here is actually, this part is kind of stamped, so you have the 4 micro adjust. I'm totally fine with that. I know a lot of people get finicky about the clasp, but this part is milled. The operation is very simple, but it also remains very sleek. So I do like that aspect of it. Other than that, it's nothing special, and it's actually kind of a pain in the butt to open up in this case here. But I'm sure that would break in a little bit over time. I'll give you a wrist shot. Of course, this is on my 7.25 inch wrist. So you can see, even if you have, the +7 wrist, it's still going to wear really good. And I think it's all partly because of the way that bracelet marries to the case. So, but if you have a little bit smaller wrist, this thing is going to really shine really good on you. So that bezel action, like I said, it has a good tight bezel action. It's just, I wish the bezel had a little more traction on it. It's a little slippery feeling almost, but other than that, it's fine. So I'll pop this guy off. Now they claim that they're using C3 Lume on this guy, but I'm pretty sure when I watched Bruce's video, the Lume was not amazing. So I don't know if this is a prototype maybe or something. I really don't know much about this exact particular watch. So you can see there, it might show up a little bit better on my camera, but I assure you it is not bright. So for instance, here's a Seiko next to it. So it is definitely not super deep application or super bright at all, and I think it'll fade off. So definitely don't expect a Lume monster, but It's overall, it's a really good looking watch, and they do offer. I was looking at their website. They do offer a 42 millimeter version as well. So, but I really think this 38 is where it's at. If you're going to go this route, I think U.S. price ends up being around $450. So, kind of a cool watch. It's, you know, not a super well known piece, and it's overall it's a pretty decent package. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you very soon on the next vid.